I am tasked with giving you our 2020 fiscal year annual report. And so we have been able to do some great things amid COVID-19, which is what I want to highlight. I've already given you some numbers in our October meeting from the annual report, but I want to talk about some of the things we were able to get accomplished. First of all, in our fiscal year 2020, we were able to create a team that is creative, diverse, innovative, and experienced. And because we have such a great leadership team, we are now trying to make sure that our staff mimics the leadership that we have. And as a result of that, you'll find that we are Parks and Rec. This is one of the graphics that we use as we celebrated National Park and Recreation Month, where we were able to take comments from different members of our staff and use them on our social media. And so the way that we're able to mirror this great leadership team that we have a path now that you all have adopted with our vision, our mission, and our strategic plan. And with that vision, we are not just trying to be the state leader. We are trying to be a national leader, where we are providing evidence-based recreational programming, safe and accessible facilities, and customer service excellence. And we do that because we're dedicated to enriching lives and connecting communities through diverse recreational opportunities. And though we have this path, that path is governed by a compass. And that compass is our core values. Our core values are accountability, responsibility, again, customer service excellence, teamwork and balance, which you can see, even though we've been working all week, our team is still here today. Integrity and honesty, open and effective communication, nurturing compassion, and empathy. Just simply put, we take action at RCRC. And so with our agency, we have just a little bit over 968 acres of land, with, of course, our administrative building and a plethora of buildings and sports complexes in our inventory. And it's broken down into 4 divisions: administration, property management, recreation, and community relations. And of course, here with our strategic plan on this path, we have several action items. And I think Ms. Watts is going to do an activity about that a little bit later on another time, so that those can be prioritized based upon what our board has as their desire. And so as we're developing our team, one of the most important things is professional development. And that has been accomplished this year with training and educational opportunities, not only externally, but internally as well. We have had all of our staff to complete a diversity and inclusive training, which is a very important topic, especially now in our entire staff was able to complete that training. We've also had first aid and CPR and AED training, as well as OSHA safety training, in our NRPA Premier Member webinar series, as well as the True Colors training, which deals with conflict navigation. And of course, we are a great team, but there are some times when conflicts do arise. And so we have had several trainings, and not even just with external training, but also internal. And as a part of our core values, we are making sure that our staff is more accountable. And our finance department, as well as our human resources department, have been working to increase accountability, where we have upgraded our system with timekeeping. It is now electronic timekeeping. And also our asset purchases and program data collection is now electronic as well. And I'm going to show you some of the figures and numbers that we're able to produce now because our systems have been upgraded. Our equipment has been replaced and upgraded, which has allowed us to streamline our communication processes and monitor productivity. In our property management department, we now have a system where we are able to track our work orders, how long it takes our repairman to complete those orders. And so our park superintendent is able to prioritize, and based on the performance of our repairmen, to see where we even may need some additional training if we are not able to complete those in a timely fashion. Also, we're very excited about our partnerships, sponsorships, and grants. One of our biggest contributions this year has been with T-Mobile. They have given us, and we have received it in cash, that check for $20,000. And so Ms. Lisa Lewis Hutchison has been working very hard, but we've also been able to centralize, being able to track when our sponsorships and our partnerships and our grants are done. And so we did a great event with SCE TV, as well as we have been working with Harvest Hope because we understand our community, some of our community is suffering through some. And so we want to be there to help them. Healthy Blue has been phenomenal. And also Humana has been working with us because we were able to complete our senior games in a COVID-safe way, which was very, very good. Office Depot, and look, we are not, we don't discriminate. We went to Office Depot and Staples. So even though they may be competitors, we'll take it wherever we can get it. So both of them were able to donate not only in-kind service, but also financial donations. Home Depot and Lowe's, and they are working with us with our after-school program classrooms. Because one of the things we found is that some of our buildings are not as inviting, and so we're trying to make sure that our buildings, even though we don't have a lot of money to make a whole lot of renovations, we're going to do some cosmetic things, and these companies have seen the need for that and have offered supplies to us as well as monetary donations. Hot 103.9, Jimmy John's, Red Rooster Sports Bar and Grill, Tri-County Electric Cooperative, and USTA. So we're very excited about all the partnerships, kind donations. We've had about $26,000 that we have received. In monetary, $23,000, and it's a little bit higher than that. In our grants, minimum of $13,000, and in our partnerships, about $10,000. So we're really, really excited about the things that we are able to do here at RCRC. I told you that we've upgraded our systems, and so with that, we were able to see in fiscal year 2020, which runs from July 1, 2019 until June 30th, 2020, that we had 56,107 citizens scan into our buildings in order to participate in our activities. Now, that is not including any community leagues. These are just members of the community that have come in and scanned their memberships into our building, which our memberships currently now are free. And so that's 56,000 of the over 410,000 citizens. So I think we're doing pretty well. And in our private rental reservations, we've had 29,166 hours booked of private rentals. Now that is, of course, part of that was COVID, but the majority of that was prior to COVID. So we're really excited about the participation and the fact that we're able to track who's coming into our buildings. And I'm so glad that the vision was there for that, because now it's very important that we are in the middle of a pandemic. We talked about previously about our core programming requirements, programming categories that we make sure that all of our programs fall under one of these categories. And I stated before that we've given you some numbers in a previous meeting, but I also want to talk a little bit about what we've been doing in COVID in those areas of programming. Most importantly, our human resource department and our executive team were making sure that we could return back to work in COVID operations and making sure that that was safe and secure. So our HR department did a phenomenal job helping to make sure that we had all of the things in place so that our employees were a little fearful, but they did everything they could, even with implementing some different sessions from EAP, which helps us to manage the stress during this time of COVID. Also, our IT department was making sure that we had the right equipment and that we could safely and securely connect to the agency from home so that none of our data would be compromised. And then also while we were out, we were learning how we could do better at our performance management while we were at home and implementing this tool that has been put in place even amid COVID. So your team has been working. Also, our community outreach department has worked to do 6 Rec to Go events where over 500 children were served, and we were also able to coordinate with the USDA partner where they also received a meal and mask, again, during COVID. We participated in National Night Out, even though that date was pushed out from August to October, but we still were able to serve 250 children with meals. At St. Andrews, we were able to execute a day of caring where we served over 200 children in a drive-through experience for a holiday toy giveaway. And we also had our breakfast with Santa. If you haven't seen our pictures online, you'll notice that Santa was in a snow globe. So even he was safe during COVID-19. Our senior resources, we saw that they had a need because they had low supplies. And so again, in community outreach, over 750 pounds of supplies and toiletries and things were filled. We called it the Fill the Box initiative. Our employees, as well as the public, were able to contribute to make sure that our seniors were taken care of. We also did Harvest Hope a donation collection, and that this year was in connection with Famously High. So everyone that bought in some donations, we also were able to give them a bag of goodies for New Year's Eve celebrations where they could virtually connect and still be able to party, even though they could not be in one space. And as a result of the fees that were paid from the citizens, there was a $100 donation that was taken from those proceeds as a part of that Memorial Day to give back to Harvest Hope. So we're definitely concerned about the community. Our National Night Out participation, of course, again, we talked about those 250 kids. Now, I told you before, our seniors are so important to us because when we look at the numbers, one of our facilities is the one we're in right now. We see so many seniors that we decided to do a senior drive-through event, and they were elated because they had been home for months and had not been able to get out. And so amid COVID, we were able to do those drive-thrus and just have the staff stand out and wave to them and give them some things they could use in COVID-19. There were 6 back-to-school bashes. We've done outdoor recreation. Our outdoor adult and youth sports were still in play, as well as our community leagues. And when we first began COVID, we actually had from our health and wellness department where we did online on social media, and we got a great response for that. And again, I already stated that we had 2 virtual 5K walks. And I told you we're innovative because you can see that our seniors they weren't comfortable inside. So we took them outside to those tennis courts so they could still get to their low impact exercise. During COVID, I do want to highlight that in our fall youth soccer program, even though our numbers were a little down, we still had 200 participants. And I want to highlight that because that means that they trusted us to bring their children to us. We didn't make them register, but they chose to register. And so we were able to serve 200 participants. Our fall adult kickball, which is 60 participants. Our fall adult softball was 50, and winter basketball, 400 participants. Again, they still trust RCRC. And our tennis, 40 participants. And I do want to go back to that, one of our major activities, because here we have 6,000 in COVID. I told you the original number was 59,000. But in mid-COVID, we had 6,500 that have scanned into our buildings since July 1, 2020 until the end of the year, December 31st. And our senior residents at Park Lane, it's 10% of our previous patrons that are still visiting our facilities. At the beginning of COVID, one of the innovative ideas was to do pool reservations. And as a result of that 6,576 citizens, 35% of those visited our pools. So even though we were all a little bit on the edge of COVID, we still understand the importance of recreation and took those chances. Even though our hours were 29,000 in the fiscal year, amid COVID, we've been at 10,429 hours of our rentals. And we have been able to have 3 sites where over 1,000 hours of COVID-19 testing has been done at our facilities. And this picture here highlights our senior games, which again, they are outside of their cars, still ready to exercise, making sure that we have the COVID measures in place, and they seem pretty excited. This is our Rec to Go event, so we took recreation equipment and gave it out to the children because they couldn't get to us. This is also serving them their meals, and this was actually at our administrative building, which we had a huge line of people. And this is one of our back-to-school bashes where the Richland County Sheriff's Department has been such a committed partner to RCRC. And this is one of our sponsors, SCETV, which was also giving out books and other paraphernalia to our children through our drive-thru. So we've been pretty busy amid COVID, and we are going to continue to hope that you will trust RCRC to climb the stairs and move to a higher vision and higher heights. Thank you so much.